Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get right into the picks. Let's talk about the Friday action in the MLB. We'll run the entire card. I'll tell you guys my best bets and get you guys on your way. We won't have too much sports this weekend, so looking forward to some golf and some MLB action. We will get the Pacers Knicks subsequent game following yesterday as we saw the Knicks prevail, but then the Stanley Cup Finals is all but set. Looking forward to that rematch of the Cats and the Oilers going at it once again. So let's get into the action, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us right here on TBM Sports, and let's get right now into the picks, okay? We will use Outlier to break this all down. First game we're going to look at the Reds and the Cubs. Now, this is an interesting one for a lot of reasons. Andrew Abbott has been fairly impressive this year going against the Cubbies, and depending on how the wind is blowing in Wrigley, dictates how I would look at this game. Cincinnati plus 145 there on the money line. It's kind of a great buy low spot for Cincy with arguably they will have the pitching advantage. We'll see how this one goes, but I think I do like Cincy a little bit here on the money line as they look for a divisional game on the road against the Cubbies, okay? Next game, Milwaukee and Philadelphia. This is one where we want to talk about kind of the storyline coming in with Philly. We took a stab on them yesterday, and guys, full disclosure, yesterday, like I told you, none of those bets were ones that I expected to win. As I prefaced my video, we were looking for some kind of just change things up and go for some plus money, and obviously they're favorites for a reason, but we kind of failed in every single bet I put out. So it was one where, hey, it happens. But that was one of my ways that I just wanted to take 2 units, spread it across the board on a shorter slate, and try to make some plus money plays out there in the market. Failing short by a couple of them, but was kind of a weird spot, but I still stand by my picks, and looking forward to doing that again because a lot of times, more than not, within baseball, it is profitable over the course of the long haul. You just have to kind of pick your shots, but those were bets I still recommend. And we did take the Phillies on the run line in back-to-back games in that doubleheader. And this is kind of where I look at it right here, okay? I think this is too much of value. You want to take plus 145 on the run line. That's what I'm going to be shooting for as I do look for the Phillies. Going against the Brewers, who I think, quite frankly, they can't hit the baseball on the road, judging by some of those statistics. And also, as we look at this pitching matchup, the Phillies rolling out Taijuan Walker going against Hall for the Brew Crew. It's just one of those games where I think the Phillies bats are dull. The Brewers bats are dull, and the Phillies really take off at home. So at plus 145, I'm going to lay it. Also, if you want to get a little better, plus closer to even money value within the Phillies, to not bat in the ninth is also another way that I would recommend betting this game, but no official play for me. We're going to play it on the run line here, plus 145. We're going to try to do that more times than not, as I think this could be a little bit of a travel lull spot for the Brew Crew. Okay, so that will be my first official play. Next one, White Sox and Orioles, okay? We do get Burke going against Eflin. This is one where I almost thought about taking a stab on the White Sox, but I'm not going to get involved with this. White Sox 18-38 on the season, going into Baltimore, playing at Camden. If you want the plus 194 money line for the Chicago White Sox, pretty decent price. I'm just going to pass on that game, okay? Athletics and Blue Jays. If you want to, guys, I don't mind it. Come right back to it. Blue Jays won, I think, 12-0 last night against the Athletics. Chris Bassett taking on Jeffrey Springs. You want to lay minus 164. That's probably the price you're going to have to pay. Maybe Blue Jays not to bat in the ninth. Outside of that, Blue Jays minus 1.5 at plus 135. Don't really mind it, but I think that there is an avenue within the over I think is better than the side, quite personally, if we do look for the Blue Jays bat to stay hot, because I think the Athletics are good for at least 4 here in this contest. All right, Angels and Guardians. All right, this is an interesting game, and quite frankly, guys, if you want my honest opinion, this one was this close to making my card, okay? It's a weather-dependent thing within Cleveland. They kind of fixed some of those tunnels within kind of their new ballpark construction. This time of year, this time of night, you will get the ball flying out the right. And the Angels and Guardians, Ortiz and Soriano, okay? So I do expect a lot of runs. This is one that I came this close, guys, to playing the over 8 at minus 115. I also like the Guardians on the money line, winning their last game, kind of getaway game against the Dodgers. Taking that one, they did lose the series, but they did kind of save face by kind of not getting swept. I do think this momentum continues at home as now the Angels travel east. And I just like Cleveland here, minus 144. If you want to parlay that with the Cleveland team total going over 8 for the full game. Just think that there's a lot of ways that this game goes over the total of 8, but I do see Cleveland being victorious. And that's kind of where I'm at. So no official play, but that is probably, if I was going to give you guys another bet, a bonus bet, that would be one of the ones that I do want to get involved with, okay? Next game out there on the card, Rockies and Mets. David Peterson's been absolutely phenomenal. Eventually the Mets will break out of this, okay? They have a $700 million reason why, okay? Juan Soto, he's had some issues kind of from a character perspective. I personally have never heard anything in that direction, but he's kind of getting the full-blown of the New York hospitality, right? Last season's getting it with the New York Yankees, and now traveling across to the Metropolitans, the fans are really letting them have it, kind of disgruntled. There's a lot of memes, a lot of fun being poked around at Soto. And guys, they have a pretty good squad, okay? I think they're just a couple moves away. Trade deadline's pretty juicy time of the year. I could definitely see the Mets really resurging in that, but don't forget and lose track of the thought that they're 34-22. And David Peterson has been a very viable starting pitcher here in the NL. Going against Kyle Freeland, who has failed to win a game and notch a win on the season as the Rockies, 9-47 on the year. Another bet where it's kind of unplayable, but if you do want to do Mets to not bat in the ninth, you can find that to lower that value down into the $2 territory. Mets minus 1.5 at minus 150. That's pretty damn close to the best play that you can make in this game, okay? If you just don't trust the Mets bats, then that's a whole nother story altogether. But I do think that the Mets get to Kyle Freeland at home, and that's, taking the Rockies away from their own ballpark. That's where you really could get into some profitable situations because I don't want to say they rely on it, but it definitely does give them a little bit more variance if they are able to hit the long ball and kind of stretch out some runs at Coors Field. I think their road splits are a little bit different, so you have to handicap that respectively. So give me the Mets here. Minus 1.5 would probably be how I would approach this game, I'm not going to get involved here at $1.50. We'll see where the number moves to, and also a correlating factor of this game, the total is set at 7.5. So if you want to handicap this game, I think that the way to do it is if you're going to hit the 7.5, I could see this being a 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 6-1 Mets win. That's kind of how I see this game playing out. So the only way I really would touch it would be the 1.5 for the Mets. I think that if you take the over 7.5, as we do with some run lines, you're going to leave yourself vulnerable to a goose egg that the Rockies could put up in this contest. So I just think the Mets on the run line is the play. Braves and the Boston Red Sox. Lucas Giolito going against Grant Holmes for the Braves. Holmes has been very serviceable, okay? I think quietly going under the radar. Now with Acuna back in the lineup, the Braves have been kind of getting it done. And as they play in Truist Park tonight, we all know kind of how this works down south. It gets a little sticky, and that humidity and the ball definitely does travel a little bit more so down at Truist Park this time of night. It's just something I have noticed, and the statistics do back it up, and you will see the Braves being a slightly higher favorite due to that reasoning. But I do think that the Braves in this spot are a very undervalued team right now. I know the first quarter of the season, a lot of you guys out there, myself included, we ragged on the Braves. We were talking about them. How could you bet the Braves, But it is crazy how just one player coming back in the lineup, and they're not even fully healthy yet. They get, unfortunately, they're going to need some help kind of getting healthy, and it won't be this year within their starting pitching, but we have seen kind of the return of a lot of their key pieces, integral pieces to that ball club, and taking on the Boston Red Sox at home. This is another game where I do think that we could see the potential for a shootout. So over 9.5 would be how I would lend towards, and also I do agree with the Braves at minus 162. I think that's a very fair price, just not something that I will ever lay within baseball, so I will pass on the Braves minus 162. Now, I want to kind of mention something here. If you do like some of these higher money line favorites, I would go 2 not more than 3 legs, potentially even pairing the Braves, Mets, and Padres. Those are the 3 that do stick out to me today in terms of the money line parlays that we would put together. But I also kind of talked about some of the games that I am keying in on that I like from an outright winning perspective as well, such as the Guardians and so on. We'll get down the board, okay? Cardinals, Rangers, this is a pass for me. Matthew Liberatore going for the Cardinals and the Rangers. Corey Seager's return. This has been a very hard team to handicap. And, it's a coin flip game that I could see going 8-2 in any direction, okay? Rangers are at home. Cardinals have been hitting the baseball as of late. And, this is just a game. It's a definite stay away. These are 2 of the teams that, unless I'm playing the under with the Rangers or catching them in some kind of spot in division, it's almost a auto pass when I do get the Cardinals or the Rangers. Just full disclosure, and especially when DeGrom's pitching, I kind of stay away from that narrative. Just to be transparent, I don't want anything to do with high-profile pitchers that get a lot of public attention unless I'm going in the opposite direction. Okay. Next game is the Tigers and the Royals. Casey Mize going against Seth Lugo. Mize has been very impressive, 6-1 on the year, 2.45 ERA. Taking on Seth Lugo here, I do think that this is a potential where I wish that Seth Lugo was the Seth Lugo of last year, but the Royals here plus 105. I think this is a short price for the Tigers, okay? So I don't mind it here, minus 118 on the road. If you want to back Casey Mize, give me the Tigers here on the money line. That would be a very strong lean as well. Tampa and Houston, we saw a little bit of a breakout here as Tampa just really laid it into the Astros yesterday. This is a game where we look at the spacemen at home with Framber Valdez. Framber has not been as in form, 4-4 on the year, going against Ryan Pepiot, 3-5, 3.55 ERA. Another game where I'm going to stay away from. The only thing I would kind of target in this game is Tampa Bay and the Houston player hitting props as you want to kind of look into those lineups. I think there is some value there if you want to go into some names. I think both of these pitching matchups are very, very profitable for each team respectively. But I would have to kind of give the edge there outright to the Astros at minus 162. Like I said, just a bad number. Not going to get involved with the home team here. Okay, next game we will have a kind of an official play-in. This will be a Nationals matchup between Merrill Kelly and Jake Irvin. Okay, if there was a spot where I think is mispriced on the board, I think it's this one. Okay, Nationals plus 185 on the money line. We're gonna put a half unit on that one to win basically almost a full unit. Kind of my sneaky, my dirty play of the day, if you will. But I think that the Nationals here on the money line, very intriguing. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to take a half unit play on the Nats money line. I think that the Diamondbacks have a very kind of, they're kind of on right before we get to that fade territory, okay? I do believe the Diamondbacks will come back to form. I think it is very pitcher dependent. Merrill Kelly, 5-2 on the year, 3.52 ERA. It could be a duel. The Diamondbacks could edge this one out late, but the Nationals have a decent lineup, and they're rolling out a righty that I do trust a little bit here in this spot. So it would not shock me if the Nats run away with this one, kind of kick off this weekend series. So give me the Nationals plus 185 for a half unit play here on the money line. All right, last couple games we want to get into. The Pirates, Padres, Nick Pivetta going against Mitch Keller. I think this is something where you look at the Padres minus 190. Great dance partner at home. The Pirates have been hitting the baseball a little bit better. That will come to an end. So if you wanted to back the over 7.5, over 7 even at a juiced up price, I don't mind that. A little sneaky play here, Padres. But I think Nick Pivetta shuts the door to kick off this series with the NL East team headed out west. The NL Central team headed out west for the Pirates, taking on the Padres in this little spot here where I think the Padres break out. I think this is going to be kind of a shellacking personally, but there is an interesting number here. They put a 7.5 on the total, so that does give me some pause, but it's Padres or nothing for me, and that's a very great dance partner to go along with some of the money line candidates that I did mention that are in that 150 to 200 range, minus 150, minus 200 range there on the money line. Okay, Twins, Mariners. Mariners at home, Brian Wu. I think this is a spot where you can't really get behind this unless you're Mariners on the side of the Mariners. And it's very impressive kind of still seeing that 7 as a total just because they're pitching out there on the West Coast. The Twins come to town. I think it's Zebby Matthews, 7.71 ERA. Will be going for the Twins. And it's something where it's Mariners or nothing, but Brian Wu has let me down in a couple spots. We'll try to stay in the present here, but the Mariners minus 155 I think is the correct side. Mariners team total potentially. Just I really don't want to get involved with this betting the runs out there in I believe it's still Safeco. I'm not sure on that. Correct me down below in the comments, but yeah, I still believe it's Safeco Park or Field, whatever they want to call it. So I will look that up real quick for you guys. T-Mobile Park, there we go. Got new sponsorship on the board. So shout out to T-Mobile and congratulations on that field. But anyways, I digress. Jokes aside, last game on the card, Yankees-Dodgers, and this will be my final play. Tony Gonsolin going against Max Fried, my Cy Young candidate in the futures market. Gotta love it. Their 1.29 ERA for the Pinstripes. Love that media appeal. Give me the Yankees. Give me the Yankees media all drooling over that lefty. Cash my futures ticket and praying for no Tommy John or anything like that in the second half. But let's stay hot there. Max Fried, 7-0 on the year. Like I said, 1.29 ERA. This is where we're going to take a very interesting play. I think the Dodgers are very prideful in this spot at plus 1.5, minus 140. This is almost a bet on principle, and this is a bettor's bet. This is not a fanboy bet. This is just a play on the numbers. Under $1.50, we will probably never see the Dodgers on the run line receiving that run. And, you know, the odds makers don't really care who wins the game. They just want to get equal money on both sides. And I think as many people that are fading the Dodgers here, just don't say I told you so, but give me the Dodgers here plus 1.5 at minus 140. And I don't even mind the sprinkle on the plus 115 and delivering Max Fried his first loss of the year. I think it's a pride game. A little bit of that rematch that we saw from the World Series, and whatever kind of betting metrics, hitting metrics that you had running for the Dodgers that you were using to fade them, not at home, but using to fade them, throw them out the window, because as baseball players' mentalities go, this is essentially going to be the next game of last year's World Series. It's going to be a little chippy, so I'm very interested to see what we can get going on out there on the West Coast. We'll be tuning into this game as we don't have any hockey or NBA action. So Yankees-Dodgers, 10-10, Apple TV Plus, gotta love it, and those will be my best bets, okay? So if you haven't done so already, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us here on the channel. Just a quick little recap of my plays. We will go a full unit Dodgers plus 1.5 minus 140. Full unit Phillies minus 1.5 plus 145, taking some plus money value. I'm going to run at the Giants Miami over 8 at minus 115, and then a half unit play on the Washington Nationals money line at plus 188 to go alongside with some of my other leans that I did tell you guys, and just a little bonus money line parlay. If you wanted to dabble into it, I don't, condone parlays, but if you wanted to dabble into some teams that I do like in this, because I do like a lot of these home favorites, okay? Just going to name off 5, and you can pretty much figure out whatever combination you want to get into, but I do favor, like I said, in my leans, the Blue Jays, as well as the Guardians, the Mets, the Braves, and I do like the San Diego Padres in terms of the money line favorites in that $1.50 to $2 range. That's what I target when I do construct a baseball parlay, usually in the form of 3 to 5 legs, 2 legs if you want to just kind of lock in an even money bet. But when I do bet parlays, that's usually kind of my recipe for success, okay? So appreciate you guys following along. Like I said, join us here at TBM Sports. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back tomorrow. Try to get the video out for tomorrow this evening so you guys have a little bit more time. And that way I can kind of sleep in, maybe hit the links on that Saturday. So, yeah, let's cash some tickets. See you all tomorrow. Peace.